Welcome back to the Sharpshooters Podcast. I'm your humble and gracious host, Mr. Brinsky Sharp, on the ones, the twos, the threes, the fours, and fives, and sixes. Everybody, welcome. A-Day is almost upon us, and you already know it's the best time of the year for us to celebrate. But before we get into it, y'all already know I got to shout out the guys, my main man up there, Alabama A&M zone, Coach Sean.
Much love to Brinsky. Much love to my broski Tiz, my broski Brinsky. Shout out to Alabama A&M University and Coach Sam Shea finishing up their spring practice too. A-Day for them is on the 12th too. You know what I'm saying? Maroon and White Day as we call it. You know what I'm saying? Much love to both my brothers, man. Happy to be back in their presence once again.
Oh, yeah. And you already know everybody's favorite Auburn fan.
Yes, sir.
With an asterisk by it. It was good to see them lose this past weekend, but we're not going to talk about that. Yes, we are. My main man, Tez, what's going on, man?
Man, feeling pretty good. How about y'all?
Oh,
Blessed, highly favored, bro.
oh yeah, man. And appreciate everybody watching. If you are on Twitter/X, come on over to YouTube. Come over here and ask all your questions for all A-Day intel. Talk about the tournament, recruiting, and practice. Just any type of questions that we can answer. And we're gonna mix it up a little bit tonight. We even gonna talk about Auburn's A-Day. Talk about some of their players. So yeah, man, y'all come on in. And also, man, shout out to Larry Large, man. Appreciate you coming in here, brother.
Double L.
Somebody say Roll Tide. You're damn right, Roll Tide.
Yes, sir.
I say that with pride since Ted's in here. Just let them know, like, hey, don't get out of line.
Oh man.
But yeah, man. Go ahead.
No, I said that's what I came to do, man. Get out of line.
Cause them disturbance, man. Disturbing the peace.
Absolutely.
But man, y'all already know, man. What y'all think about this A-Day? The setups. I don't know if y'all have to pay for y'all's test. I don't know if is y'all A-Day free?
Yeah, it's free. It's free practice, I assume is what we're calling it now.
That's all it is, man. Just good old free practice.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just
For me, man. Yeah, it is. It is, Ted. I was just gonna say what Ted say. It's really for but for me, I'm different, bro. I look at everything from a different standpoint, man. I know it's a lot of fans that was upset about it and things like that, but it don't really bother me, man. It don't really bother me like that because I understand why they're doing it this way. To the casual fan, they may not understand that, but I promise you, I get it. And I knew it was going to happen. I think me and Piano Man was on a while back on my show, and I said it. I said I wouldn't be shocked if Alabama follow something like these other people are doing. They scale it back on the practice or not have it. If you knew behind the scenes what really was going on in college football, you would really understand, man. It sucks for the casual fan that don't really understand. I understand the kids, things of that nature, but I get it. I get why they're doing that, and I'm not even upset by it, to be completely honest.
Yeah, and I think it all ties into NIL for the most part, like just getting some extra money. I think for us, that's why we charge. I don't know. It's just kind of weird for it always to be free, and now you paying $50 because you would think that most of the fans that normally like the diehards can't really afford to like go to these big time games throughout the year. So it's weird that they even paying for this.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think it's just a formality just for the fans. Like they don't want to just do away with the spring game because that's some fans' only time to be in the stadium or be around those players like that. So they're just coming up with a way where they can not play that game but still get a fan something. So that's what it's about. Because I think we got like a alumni flag football game before that.
Same,
like a whole event out of it. Yeah, that's what it is now. You know, they'd rather not play that game. And the more teams that we add in this playoff thing, like you got to think like those games got to go somewhere. It's going to fall, take away from the spring. So like it's probably going to be here to stay. I next year you probably won't see any traditional spring games for real.
I think they're trying to. It may not be next season, but I think they're trying to actually have the teams play other teams.
Yeah.
A smaller team, maybe schedule a team and have it supervised, right? Not just like a full-fledged game, but have two teams sort of practice against each other, compete against each other. Just something for the fans, man. It kind of sucks. I really understand for the people that really want to see it, but from the coaching perspective, I actually understand. It's a lot of things going on, brother. I can't tell you how much stuff is going on in college football right now that the average fan would be like, what? And it is happening right now. So I get it. These coaches are trying to do what's best to protect the players. These agents, man, you got agents that they can't control. It's so much going on, man. And I don't want to be the team to go out exploiting these players that they don't know about. And then the spring portal hit and 17 players leave for a bag. Sure, it's going to happen anyway at some point to some players, but I understand the logic of it, man.
I'm not going to help them out.
Yeah, man, we're not going to help them out. We're not going to let places like Texas and Ohio State scale back their spring games to protect theirs while we out here playing nanny boo-boo and let them come get all of ours. No. So I understand why they're doing this, and I'm totally on board with it. That's just me, though.
I voted. I told Brinsky I voted for 7-on-7 in the spring against the other team. Just 7-on-7. It's the thing about it is like you don't risk no injury because that's what these kids are doing anyway. Like when they're not playing football or when they're not at practice, they on the field running routes with a quarterback. And the defensive back, like they do that all day long anyway. So that's something that I think I would watch that. I think it'd be entertaining to see. You don't have to give up much of your offense. You don't have to worry about teams poaching your offense. And like I said, nobody would go to the spring game to watch the running back get the ball 15, 20 times anyway. So
that's facts.
We want to see the long ball. So make it a 7-on-7.
And I have special love for 7-on-7. Made my bones there too as well. A2 Eagles. Shout out to all my former players. I got special love for 7-on-7, man. I really, really enjoy it. That was probably one of the funnest things I got a chance to do. 7-on-7 is different because you can really see which players pout, which players are hype. It really lets you see how soft or how hard a player really is. I can't tell you how many players I've had. You don't throw them the ball, but they get in the huddle. They pouting. You calling the play, they looking off somewhere else. And I can't tell you how many other players I've had. Shout out to Jonathan Wiggins, man. You know what I'm saying? Who it was a kid up here in Madison named Kerryon Johnson, a while back, played for Auburn, Madison Academy. We played them in the finals, 7-on-7 right up here at Sparkman High School, man. And man had no scholarship offers at the time. You know what I'm saying? He just was a little 2-3-star kid. I think he might have had, if I'm not mistaken, Lane College or something. It was some school I never heard of. He was out there talking to Kerryon. You ain't nothing. You sorry. You soft. You a rich kid. Because he went to Madison Academy. Madison Academy like $5,000 a semester. You know what I'm saying? So he locked him down. I think he had 2 catches against us the entire game. Don't you know? Man ended up getting a scholarship to UNA and ended up going to UNA. You know what I mean? Because of that game. That's what started it. They didn't know who he was. He got on the board then, followed him his high school career, and that cat ended up going to UNA, man. Shout out to him, man, for sure. You know what I'm saying? So I got special love for 7-on-7, bro.
I got a quick question for you, Coach. Do you ever see a world where in I use it for example, softball. That's what I'm familiar with. Softball, high school softball, you cannot play for your high school. You can just play travel ball and you can get a scholarship.
Fact. Yes.
Do you see a world where skill position players can do something like that with 7-on-7 in football?
Man, I do.
It kind of exists with AAU ball and basketball too.
Basketball, yeah.
To a degree, they still want to see you play some high school basketball, but
yeah,
all the scouts show up at those like AAU leagues and you know, travel teams and stuff like that because you can see a bunch of players at one time.
When you start going to Atlanta, get into the 7-on-7 finals, and you start getting into these sponsored 7-on-7 camps, the one the Nike sponsors, the VTOs, you know, these the one that they throw at Miami, that camp in Miami, man, that's a big one. I forgot what they call it, Florida something, Friday Night Lights or something. When you start getting into these 7-on-7 camps and then these pro players who be sponsoring these 7-on-7 teams, going to get the best high school player at 7 or 8 different high school. Yes, I can see it, man, because it's getting bigger. 7-on-7 has always been big, but it's getting bigger and bigger now. It's starting to be on TV. They used to have something called an opening a few years back, and it was a big deal about the sponsors getting into it. And so I think they call it something else now. And it's, you know, so yes, I do see that, man, because really a lot of kids who don't camp a lot of kids who don't go to a lot of camps, 7-on-7 is where they can make their bones at, man. George Pickens was one of them. You know what I'm saying? 7-on-7 would really put him on the map. You know, that's my homeboy T's. My homeboy T and his daddy are friends straight from Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I can tell you hit the nail on the head with that, man. I just think it's a little different because college football is so big, right, that it masks 7-on-7. But you better believe in the summer 7-on-7 camps, the 7-on-7 circuit is popping.
Yeah, man. I was just and shout out to my little cousin Zarian. Man, he got a big 7-on-7 down there in Atlanta, man. And they're about to have another big one this weekend. They play, I think, if I'm correct, I'm gonna post it sometime during the show. I think they was the biggest cash prize like ever in 7-on-7, and I think that was like the first one. I think that was the one. They had Cam's team there. I know Ed Reed was there. They had a bunch of guys there, and he told me to come through, but I forgot why I couldn't make it to that one, and probably ain't gonna make it to this one this weekend, man. But definitely want to give him a big shout out because he's doing thing when it comes to 7-on-7. Because I'm learning more and more about it, like on the business side, like how impactful it is. Because you see, like what it's called, overtime. Maybe not overtime. I think it's called overtime. They have a big one too in Miami. That probably what you were talking about.
Oh yeah, they have a big one.
But man, I see a lot of guys getting scholarships out that. So it's like a whole nother world right now. Like,
yeah, don't look now, but Devontae Smith really got on the map through 7-on-7 camps. You know what I'm saying? I can remember the one-on-ones in Miami and down in Coral Gables. Devontae Smith, him and Jerry Jeudy showed out. Like them two dude, they was the best two receivers there. They were like, who is the little skinny kid from Louisiana? Right. And when he going into his junior year at Amite in Louisiana, Amite, I don't know how you pronounce it. That's what put him on the map. That 7-on-7, man, especially for receivers, man, and DBs.
Yeah, that's a skill position.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to watch out for the brands too. I mean, not watch out for them, but that's when you look at like high school basketball in the AAU circuit, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, like they run that. That's where those kids get those brand deals early. It influences sometimes what schools they go to because they've already partnered with brands, so they have to go to like if that starts happening in college football with NIL being the Wild Wild West, like it could get crazy.
You see that the brands were so big that now the Under Armour All-American game and the U.S. Army All-American game actually has TV contracts now. Because if the TV contracts if the TVs didn't go swipe them up, the brands were going to put them on TV themselves somewhere else. They was going to put them on their channels, like the ABCs and now those Under Armour games and those U.S. Army games are actually branded by those people, like to call it their own. Like it's no more. I just pay for it for you to use my name. Now that's Under Armour's game. That's the U.S. Army's game. So 707 is big, bro. It's big, especially when you can get the best kids, the top of the best of the best, and go against one another. I personally think they need to take the U.S. Army 707 team that win. Now they have the full football games. Now, they give them the pads, the pretty little pads and all that. Right. But I wish they go back to like the opening stuff and let the U.S. Army 707 team play against the Under Armour All-Americans. Because remember, take Julio Jones. Julio Jones was in the Under Armour game. Derrick Henry was in the U.S. Army game. Like it was two different things. Adrian Peterson was in the U.S. Army game, right? Like those stars were cut in half and they all went to two different games, So I'd like to see the winner of those two games play each other, me personally.
Oh, okay. Because at first I thought you were saying they did do that at one point. I'm about to say when they did that, I'm about to say they need to do that.
They need to do that. Yeah, because they have all the all-stars play a real football game, a U.S. Army game, right? Take that winner and let the Under Armour game winner let them play each other. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. That would definitely I would love to see that. Yeah, winner versus winner, and then see who the best team. Yeah, man, that would be dope.
Yeah,
because we seen Dejoun Lee in the what's that? Under Armour All-American
Under Armour game. Yeah,
and we seen Chuck Clark. I said Chuck Clark. Chuck McDonald play in the U.S.
Army game. Yeah, facts. Facts.
No, I said, man, yeah, man, that's a great idea.
Okay, Charles says the U.S. Navy now. Okay, cool. Right, Charles. I knew it was one of the armed forces.
It belongs to the Navy now. Wow.
He might be right. I knew it was just one of the armed forces.
This must just happen. What?
I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I knew it was one of the armed forces.
Yeah,
Army.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. I didn't know that. Yeah, man. Because I'm trying to see what you were saying earlier, Tez. You were saying like with the 7-on-7, you were saying like they'd give out scholarships or just have some type of lead with like 7-on-7. Was that what you were saying?
No, I was saying, yeah. So like in other sports, like I know like in softball, right? Like there are kids that like opt not to even play high school softball. They only play travel ball.
Yep.
And they still get scholarships, right?
Yeah.
Like for example, like if you watch the Little League World Series, when they announce those kids on there, they say what travel ball club they associate with.
Yep.
They don't announce their high school.
Yeah, travel ball's expensive,
so
boy.
Yeah, you can get all the way to school to college just playing travel ball. And I was just saying that are we approaching, like the time where in football you could do that with 7-on-7? If you're a defensive back and you have in 7-on-7, you have supreme cover skills. Can you get all the way to a college scholarship like that?
I think you can.
That's interesting. I think you still want to see them on the field.
Still want to see them on the field, but I can tell you the 7-on-7 circuit has been good to many a star that may or may not have got the attention that they got, in football season that they got in 7-on-7. Because like I said, Devontae, I swear, I think Devontae might have been 150 pounds, maybe. That boy was little. I mean, Devontae Smith was tiny, bro, like really, really small. But that kid on the 7-on-7, he was destroying these number one defensive back. Number two, could nobody check him? Could nobody hold him? Nobody could check that kid, man. And that's really what he made waves. Everybody was like, whoa, who is this little kid, man? And then that put all the focus on him when the football season started.
Yeah, because I remember like that one which you were saying about Jared Judy, man. That jump was legendary.
Yeah,
like
Judy was
nobody couldn't cover him, man. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, he coming to Bama? Because I ain't even know who Jared Judy was then, but at the same time, I wasn't really heavy in the recruiting like I am now. Like I pretty much know a lot of the guys now before they even come in. But yeah, man, go ahead.
And I was about to say, and then that's like I said, that's what these kids do all day, every day.
Yeah.
Is run routes. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what they do when they're not training. That's what they do when they show up on campus. New quarterback show up on campus, he looking for receivers to throw to.
Yeah.
And if you're a defensive back, the best way you can practice without practicing is find the receivers that's out there. I know they're throwing the ball somewhere. You know what I mean? So like they do this all day, and like to monetize it and put it out there and make it profitable like that. And yeah, also like some of the offenses are reflecting it too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's translated. Some of it is translated to what you see on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it definitely is, bro. It definitely is. The facts that college football now, man. I'd even go farther with it. Pro football. Pro football now, man, is throw it around the yard. You know, throw it around the yard. You know, it's still good to have a great running back. You know, you can never, you know, they'll try to devalue it, but you see the difference in having a great running back, you know, as Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So, you know, but they throw it around the yard, man, everywhere, man. And that is actually becoming football all across the board. Even youth league. You go around the youth league, man, and you watch some of these upper echelon youth league teams, they definitely throw it around the yard big time, for sure.
And I love how everything. Well, I think the Pro Bowl was a good idea for 7-on-7 because you can tell a lot of guys are really trying to go all the way out.
Facts.
Like the money they making, I think they're a little bit more smarter in this day and age or whatnot. Like I like the 7-on-7 concept. I wish they add more. If they do it like the Pro Bowl, like had these 8A's like that, like who has the fastest 40, who's the strongest man, like who can bench press the most accurate, just stuff like that. It'll keep you entertained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just seeing the game, because I'd be so confused by the sprint. I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably watched it every year and I still don't understand it. It's like, oh, you can't do this and do this, you score. I don't know.
Then it's so vanilla, man. Like honestly, the spring game, you get to see some of the young guys. It do tell you a little bit, but like, how many times have you watched a guy show out in the spring and then during the season you never hear from him again? But it's like it's vanilla football. It's just it's practice. You know. So you don't get a lot of intel because teams are not going to show you their entire playbook in the spring. And they're just trying to entertain. So, you get, that's why I said we want to see the deep ball. We want to see touchdown. We want to see a pick, a splash play, something, you know. You don't get a lot of exotic blitzes and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, they want to see big ballers. What's up, Coach Carl? Much love to Coach.
Coach.
Carl.
What's going on with y'all, man? Hey, I forgot, man. I was having a family moment, man. My mama had surgery today and they both spazzed out. And then I tried to calm myself down, brought the wife out to eat to calm myself down. I just straight forgot about the live because I'm so frustrated, man, with these folks having a meltdown with my mama having surgery.
Prayers for her, man. Prayers for her for sure, for sure.
Oh yeah, man. And glad you to even be here, man. That's commitment right there, man. You don't have to be. He doesn't have to be here, man. So definitely value his time just to even just jump on here just off the string. That we good people. So man, definitely appreciate you. And before I'm gonna ask your thoughts on it too, Coach Carl. If you can hear us good, like your thoughts on the 8A concept, what you would like to see differently with it, them charging fans and stuff. anything you like about A-Day, anything you don't like, all that good stuff?
Now the part about them charging fans to get in the game, in the practice, I ain't like that part because A-Day always been free to the
I want to be
fans.
right around
So
right there.
that's how you got a whole lot of people to start showing up because it was free to fans. So the fact that they charging and then you just basically gonna have a practice like you actually paying to go watch them play around in practice. It's not even like a real scrimmage anymore. It's just gonna be basic practice. Ryan is not playing. You're missing a whole lot of folks that not gonna play. So you gonna charge somebody $50 to come in there and just to watch a few people play? I mean, I know it's intriguing to see the quarterback battle, but the quarterback battle is just like practice when I was there. It's gonna be running the same practice concept when we went to campus and watched practice. It's nothing different. Same little scrimmage, same one-on-one, same defensive drill. And then you do a little 5-minute sprints between offense and defense, and then they come in and combine with 7-on-7, and then you go full team, first team, second team, third team for 10 minutes. That's the whole practice script. So why would you charge somebody $50 to do that? Just because you want everybody to come in the stadium? I got that part. I would have said $10, $10. I know in the NIL deal that you got paid all this money for NIL, but in that case, if you're doing that, just go ahead and have the original A-Day with the defense versus offense and get the fans a show. Because you're paying for something that you're really not gonna really get a good show unless you're talking about letting them do meet and greet and get a fan opportunity to take pictures, get an autograph sign, and whatnot. But you're not gonna do that portion of it. You're really just taking folks' money at that point because it don't make no sense for me to come in there and pay you $50 and then I can't get an autograph from Caleb DeBoer or I can't take a picture with Kaylin, can't have a conversation with one of the players, your favorite kids you want to see the most. You can't walk to them and just say, hey, can I get a picture with you? That won't sit well with fans, and then you want to start turning fans off on the University of Alabama. Now you won't have fans showing up at the game in the middle of the season because they didn't get an opportunity to see or meet and greet with the players like they normally cover. Nick Saban opened practice so early. You come in, you get your meet and greet, you get your autographs, take a picture, and then you go to the A-Day game. And after the A-Day game, sometimes the kids will line up right in front of the statues and take more pictures. If you ain't got that type of concept going on, it's really going to be difficult for fans to come back to A-Day knowing that you're charging them to do nothing. And I mean, that's the worst part about it.
Man, you just hit that right on the head, especially with the spending part, man. I don't think nobody disagree with that, man. You spot on with that, man. That's really a huge turnoff with this. And that was one of the problems that I had. I just found out this last week when you guys was talking about it. That's just how crazy it was. I was like, wait a minute, they charging? I was like, I would have went to the gate and they would have been like, ticket or whatever. So that's pretty weird.
That's the whole reason why I asked who all was going to A-Day. Because and not many people going, I booked the hotel room anyway, just in case. But if all y'all are not going, and I'm not just gonna go there and pay $50 to do it. I mean, I'm gonna pay the $50, the $125 for the hotel, do this and that, so I can come up there and mingle and chill out with my brothers and my in the YouTube fam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they come down there, kick it with Ebony and them, because Ebony invited us to come hang out with us, so I was doing it for that purpose. Ebony, to see me and Janet and them, Piano Man coming down. I thought Tyler gonna come in. Coach Sean, you got family thing going on, man. Prayer to you on that situation.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, bro.
And then I was looking at my boy Brinsky coming, Ted might come down there with Brinsky or whatnot. That was the whole thing. Did you go down there and collaborate with your fam?
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I was gonna go. I was gonna pay the $50 just to come hang out with y'all. With all
me too, Coach. That was my whole thing. I talked about that earlier. I just wanted to come down and see all the people, see all my family, man, see everybody we've been kicking it with, and you know what I'm saying, see all the bros, and see Janet, and see Anitra, and see Ebony, and just see all my friends, man. It's gonna be real interesting to see how this one play out. This one, considering how they're handling it.
Yeah, because if they don't handle that, where the fan can interact with the players or whatnot, get an autograph picture or something, the 8A shit gonna dead. It's gonna be dead. People gonna have a really bad taste in their mouth with Alabama.
Yeah, that's tough,
I'm
man.
gonna hate it.
That's tough. I tell you what, Coach, it's tough because it's a lot of children, it's a lot of kids, that love the University of Alabama and love these players. They look up to these players like pro players, right? And a lot of, like Brinsky was saying earlier, man, I know it's $50, but sometimes, man, people can't afford these regular games. Sometimes these games be stupid high, right? And a lot of people don't get an opportunity to go down and sit in the stadium and see a good game because they make these tickets so high unless you know somebody. And A-Day was kind of like that time or that first experience for some people to come down and really get in the game and see the stadium in person and be inside of there. And so to make it $50 more, man, that you're right. I think that's going to kind of negate some people from even coming down.
Yeah, and then the fact, man, that A-Day, Alabama A-Day to fans is an option. It's an opportunity to come. Like you said, get in the stadium and see how the stadium look. Look at the grass. You get a chance to find you a seat with your favorite seat or whatnot. But it's that opportunity where they come and they get first look at the players, the coaches, the scheme, and they get an idea of what their season gonna be like. They get them motivation. They come out there and the offense put up a lot of points. They gonna get them motivation to be ready to watch Alabama football. The defense really, really strong, shutting the offense down. You're gonna have the defensive guy that be so excited, and they're gonna be going back, screaming and raving about Alabama season coming. It's just so much in within that 80 that these kids gonna be missing. Like you said, the kids get a chance to interact. You know how many kids, man, that gonna want to come down there and take pictures with Ryan Williams?
Facts, man. Answer this right here for me, Coach, because I know, and shout out to Ebony, man. Shout out to Ebony. Shout out to our sister, Ebony, man. Much love to E, man. You know what I'm saying? Answer this for Katrina, Ebony, and Coach, and everybody. Maybe Ebony got some inside info. Is it $50 just for certain parts of the stadium that you want to sit, or is it $50 period to get inside of there?
From what I heard, I thought it was $50 period.
Okay. So scrimmage free, the autograph part costs. Okay, Charles says the scrimmage is free to see, but the autograph part they're charging $50 for. Thank you, Charles. Much love, brother.
So they
Thank
charge.
you for that.
Okay, so they're charging now instead of you being able to go. You're gonna have to pay $50.
Okay, Dwight says certain seat. Yeah, I know Piano Man was talking to me earlier with me and him was talking, and he was saying something about $50 for a certain area they was gonna sit. And I didn't know if that was just the area or is it everywhere or you know what I'm saying? I didn't really know how they was gonna structure it. Ebony says, I don't know. I just heard about this. Yeah, I didn't know. I knew somebody was charging $50 down there, but I didn't know what it was for. Is it for the closer seats, the booths? Are they charging to sit in the booths this year? I don't know. But I hope it's not $50 just to get in. I mean, surely they wouldn't do that, right? Surely.
You will hope not.
Right.
So you'd be surprised.
Yeah, you would be surprised. That's why I said the White said certain seats, but he said the north upper VIP seats, they have food and drinks, $50. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. The north upper VIP seats. Okay. That's good stuff then. Food and drink, that ain't too bad,
I don't even mind paying the $50 to get in, man, because if we don't pay the money to get in the stands and mingle with the damn team, we're not gonna really get really good players. Just put it like that, because we don't have the money to compete with Texas, Ohio States of the world.
That's facts.
Georgia got the lottery, so they can. Mississippi got the lottery, Louisiana got the lottery, so they using that lottery money to help them with the school, with the money they get from the schools. So I mean, we don't have that. So Alabama, Auburn, around this area, we struggling with recruits because we don't have the money. Now, the Auburn people pumping a lot of money back into the program, but the folks from University of Alabama, they're not pumping the money back into the program like other schools are. because we have a standard. We are the standard of college football. So they thinking that script A on your hat, that script A on your jersey, that red and what that crimson and red color, you know what I'm saying, would make kids come. It keep kids coming, but you still losing that battle with certain kids because that A
That's
is not
facts.
enough anymore.
That's facts. You better listen to what coach is telling you. I know personally that is what is the truth. You're gonna always get kids at Alabama, but the top tier kid, the number one defensive line that we used to get in Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, and these kind of, and they, these kids may not come here if you don't provide the bag nowadays. They don't. I know personally, and this is no disrespect to nobody, and I'm gonna tell you what was told to me verbatim from the kid's mouth. You know what I'm saying? These kids, man, we don't give a damn about no history. They don't care nothing about no Bear Bryant. They don't give a damn about none of that. They don't, that old song and dance will come to Bama, win championship. They don't care about that, bro. I'm telling you, straight from a kid I was taking therapy with and sat right beside him. And he at Mississippi State now, though, unfortunately. But they don't care, bro. They don't care nothing about that. They trying to get their bag. Caleb Cunningham wanted to come to Alabama. I'm telling you what I know personally too. This kid wanted to come to Alabama, but Ole Miss gave him an illustrious bag. Listen to what I'm saying. An illustrious bag. Hell, I wouldn't have turned it down. I sign up. I'll go to Ole Miss for that much. I wouldn't have turned it down, bro. They gave him a nice one. Trust me.
Yeah, you give a 17, 18-year-old kid a whole bunch of money just saying, come here. Hey,
you gotta think about this, Brent. Right? I'm still coaching in high school, right? I'm still in high school coaching. When kids go into Alabama, my linebacker went to Alabama. He gonna say, man, I don't care what they offer me. The deal charge too deep. I ain't got time for that unless that money is uncontrollable. We can't pass it up, right?
Yeah.
That's a different story. Now you got all these kids that Alabama, that grew up in Alabama, that Alabama their favorite team. But Florida State called and say, man, I got 1.5. You think that kid gonna say, man, I'm a diehard Alabama fan, man. I'm gonna pass up that 1.5 when mom got down working 3 jobs. Oh, when they still living in the project. That man ain't finna pass up that money. That money gonna get mama out the project. That mama gonna get mama out that damn job and struggling and on for treat mom like shit. They ain't about that. Like, these kids wired different. Now you get these kids opportunity to be millions, and mama can be a million fresh out of high school, be a millionaire out of high school. Mama gonna be like, oh, you going to Florida State.
but they got a free out now too. So there's that. You can sign with these schools, sign these NIL deals, and if it don't go your way, you can just leave.
Be out. Yeah.
So the risk of, I go up here, they promised me this amount of money, I go to Ole Miss, or I go to another school and try it out for a year. And then after that year, when I realized, like, hey, I kind of want to win championships and compete for championships and get good coaching and all that other good stuff, they end up transferring back to the traditional schools.
I tell you this, and to be completely honest with y'all, Ebony all the way from out west, right? The thing that hurts Alabama is, I would say Alabama and Mississippi probably more than any other states. Like, just take the lottery, for instance, what Janet was talking about a while ago. Jeremy made a good point. A lot of these people in the state of Alabama, man, they just die hard. We don't want the lottery, but what they don't understand is people gonna play it regardless. So all they're gonna do is go to another state and play it. You're not stopping anything, right?
Right.
So you're helping Tennessee, Atlanta get bigger. I'll give you another example. Up here where I used to stay up here, it was certain counties that were still dry, right? All you had to do was go across the Madison County line to Huntsville and get the liquor, right? So these other little small towns, you're not stopping nothing. All you doing is making that town over there rich as hell, right? So you know what Madison and Athens and all these little towns said? Man, we better get us some of that money. We going wet. Now every time you look, it's a new building being put up. Every time you look, the town just growing. So You got to play ball in 2025, man. This is not 1965. Either get with the program, bro, or your ass gonna get rolled right over. I mean, that's just what it is. All you're gonna do is help Georgia, help Tennessee, help. Mississippi and Alabama is the only two states still stuck in the third century, right? People still vote thinking that's gonna stop something. These people are going to do what they want to do, man. They're going to do what they want to do. They're going to go play the lottery. And just if we did that, the state of Alabama get to keep all that cash in this state. So I just don't understand, man.
And just like you said, man, they're going to do what they want to do. Just think about it history-wise. Like, history is my favorite subject, like prohibition. Yeah. Like, they banned liquor. What were they doing? That's how the mob got so big because they were selling liquor. Everybody wants it. You can't stop what people want.
You can't stop it, man.
It's just supply and demand. I'm about to say, like you said up there, and I'm glad you hit them areas down here. Like if you just talking about close like to the Auburn area, you can just go over to Columbus,
right
by the state line,
and buy what you want to buy.
There's gas stations that would go out of business if we had a lottery.
That's crazy.
Hold on.
There's gas stations at the border of Georgia that would go out of business.
Let me give y'all a quick little information on the lottery. Can't say much, but I'll tell you this. It ain't us that don't want the lottery. They want the lottery. Alabama wants the lottery. But in order to get the lottery, you got to give certain people certain things.
Yeah, I believe
in order to get it, you got to give. These people don't want to give this certain group of people every single thing.
I know exactly
what they're doing is they just.
I know where you're getting it.
Yeah.
So they blocking it because if they don't block it, then one group of people get every second thing.
Yeah, you got to play ball, man. You got to play ball. Unfortunately, it's been like that since the 20s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's been like that since the 20s.
Yeah, you saying it right there, mm-hmm. And if we Trevor, we know where you're hitting it.
That's the.
I can tell you this really quickly, Tiz. I can tell you this. A lot of people don't realize when I first got back from Chicago, Birmingham and Nashville was tit for tat. They wasn't one other, 20 years ago, whatever came maybe. Them cities wasn't that much apart. Now, today, you can't compare Birmingham and you can't compare Nashville to Atlanta. You can't compare Birmingham. Huntsville got more people in the state of Alabama, where I live at, than Birmingham do. As far as Huntsville is now your most populated city in the state of Alabama. Not land area wise, but population wise. Look it up. Huntsville.
I know because Tez, I want you to tell Coach Sean what you told me probably like a couple of months ago about Atlanta and Birmingham. I thought that was the most intriguing thing in the world about when
it's terrible. So it's well known. When I moved up here, it's a well known story that Birmingham. If you look at Birmingham and you look at Atlanta, they are built exactly the same. Like 20 runs all the way through both of them. Then you got 285, and then you got 459. They wrap around. Just they're almost mirrors of each other. Birmingham, I think I had an opportunity, and I may be getting a little parts of it wrong, but to get that international airport when Atlanta got it and Delta moved in, and they passed on it, and the rest is history.
Yeah, Atlanta took off. Atlanta.
Yeah, these are two. Like when I was a kid, it didn't feel like when we was going to Atlanta, we were going to some place that was just like it is now.
Yeah.
It was just another place. And we come to Birmingham, and it was on the same level. It was, I remember that, just all of a sudden it just boom. Six Flags came, and then it's like.
Hey Ted, let me give you a quick little story about that Birmingham Airport. The reason why they didn't want the international airport because Birmingham Airport is named after Fred Shuttleworth.
I believe that.
Is a historic black man, so they didn't want to take his name off the airport. You would have to take his name completely off the airport to get the bigger airport. So they denied it. They didn't want the other half of the country. Didn't want to put his name beside another person. So
I believe that.
ain't completely off, trying to erase them completely out of that out of the history of the airport. So that's why Birmingham denied it.
And guess what Atlanta do? They put Maynard Jackson up there.
But they'll put your name on anything.
And the rest is history, man.
And look at the money. Look at the money, bro. Look at the money. You can't give me one, bro. When I look at Atlanta, I've stayed in the Omni 1,000 times down in Centennial Park. Love the Omni. That more jump. Love the Omni, right? You can't give me one 5-star hotel that Birmingham got in the city of Birmingham. Don't say the Sheraton. Good Lord, they just got ragadies on the what downtown. That Sheraton's terrible.
Terrible. They just finished remodeling it.
That's where our football team used to stay when we played in the class. Man, the doors, paint coming out the door.
No, it's not the same no more. They just remodeled it.
You come to Huntsville and look at the Embassy Suites downtown.
See, Birmingham is just starting to really in the infancy stages of putting money into the city and stuff like that. That's why it was good to see the women's Final Four down at Legacy Arena, because last time it was before they remodeled it. The men were here, they trashed it. Like, you know, they wrote an article saying, hey, this is not it. Right. So now, you know, they have the women's and it's a complete, if you haven't been to Legacy Arena in a while for a basketball game, you'd be surprised. Like they gutted the place down to the studs, rebuilt it all the way back. It is. That's why I say like Birmingham is a perfect hub for a professional basketball team.
Yeah.
And I think that the Alabama would survive in Alabama more so than the football team.
Birmingham's land area is the best in the state. Like they have so much space downtown. But people are leaving that place. Yeah. Where I stay now, Huntsville, bro. If you live anywhere up here, it's stupid, bro. I promise.
Last year, Huntsville got voted as the best place in the country to live.
Man, it's steady. We got several hotels. Go to the little downtown over in Huntsville, and it's nice. Man, it's nice. Clubs, restaurants, flats. I mean, it's always some events going on. Always somebody up here. I don't know, man. Birmingham I think dropped the ball, bro. I think they tried to go the cheap way out for several years. I mean, think about it. For years, the Classic was the only game that really mattered in that stadium. You waited too long to do what you did to Legion Field. You waited too long.
Yeah,
you know?
it was a bunch of them. Like it was you know, a lot of the Classics used to be in Birmingham at Legion Field.
Yeah.
The 100 Black Men Classic used to be there. It moved to Atlanta. Like a lot of those HBCU Classic games used to be right there at Legion Field. I remember that growing up, and they started moving one by one.
That stadium, I know personally, I done played in that stadium 4 times. That stadium is terrible, bro. I love Legion Field. I'll never forget, man. You walk in the locker room, and I swear they got a cage with these old ass desks, look like they from the 60s. Like just a big pile of raggedy desks in them. Like, what is that, man? And they waited too long, man. They was penny pinching, didn't want to do nothing. So UAB went away. UAB saw that without football, people ain't gonna come to your school. Then they came back, built their own, went on, stopped penny pinching, built their own stadium right in downtown. I mean, right in downtown. So now UAB popping.
It started with that baseball stadium when they moved it from Hoover.
Yeah.
And moved it downtown. That just kind of was the catalyst. And
19th Street. I think that's 19th Street, if I'm mistaken.
If you're familiar with Birmingham, you know the name Larry Langford. And you know that what you see now that's going on in Birmingham with the stadiums and renovating all these things, that was his vision first. And man, to see it come to realization is pretty dope, but it's just sad and unfortunate that they treated him the way they did when he was trying to get it done. It's one of those stories about, you know, like, man, not being unapologetic, like, you know, and getting labeled. Like it was crazy. And then he got caught up in the Milton McGregor thing. That whole section of the time there, he ended up going to prison. It was crazy.
I can tell you this, in Huntsville, we got the amphitheater up here, right? I think it holds several thousand people, right? At one time here, last year, you had Snoop at the amphitheater packed. think you hold maybe 15,000 packed, no seats. Same time, cross Huntsville, you had the soccer team playing in the old Joe Davis Stadium. They didn't re-renovated. Another 14,000 out there. Well, about 7,000 out there. Same time, you had VBCC, the hockey game going on, packed in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff was going on at the same time. It just be crowded everywhere, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, man. These folks dropping history lessons out here tonight, man. Hey, man, it's some stuff I knew, and it was some stuff I didn't know. Like, especially with this comment by Larry. They're talking about Mobile had Disney World before Orlando.
Wow.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, man. Mobile had Disney World and the Mardi Gras.
Wow. Yeah, Mardi Gras. Yeah.
Both left, and then after about 50 years or so, then Mobile sparked them Mardi Gras back up. But Mobile both had Disney World. They had Mardi Gras, and they had something else in Mobile that left and went somewhere and became real popular because it got in a more populated city. But Mobile was jumping back in them days, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So of course, we know. Shout out to Jeremy Sanders, man. Appreciate you being in here too.
Shout out to Jeremy, man.
Yeah.
Huntsville's top 5 tech city in the country.
Oh, sure.
That is believe. That's why
right now, Huntsville is the crown jewel of Alabama as far as cities go.
Yep. Yeah. They're not dropping the ball. I can promise you that.
It's a place that I would show people and say, like, hey, this is the best Alabama has to offer.
Steady building houses. You can get a house up here for $250. You can get 22,000 square footage, brand new built. You know what I mean? But the bad part about it is they're steady building houses and apartments, but the infrastructure, man, the infrastructure is just it be packed everywhere. Anybody live up here will tell you anywhere between the hours of 3:30 and 6 o'clock, you ain't getting nowhere fast, Jack. I promise you, nowhere fast.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, Coach Carl probably did too. Man,
they doing so much damn road work with that motherfucker. They need lanes. It's going so damn fast. They need 5 lanes. I mean, that's ridiculous.
You ain't going nowhere fast, Jack. I promise you.
Yeah, man. It's lovely up there, man. I'm just glad to see it grow the way it's growing, man. It's growing at a rapid pace. Of course, you see some folks that you went to school with, Coach Sean.
Yes,
they all on TV.
Oh yeah, Martell now. To my Martell now.
Yeah, man.
Tell the homie, man. He was coming in as I was leaving. You know what I'm saying, freshman. Shout out to Martell. Shout out to Cedric. Cedric Collins. Shout out to all my former Johnson and Butler homies, man. Melvin Gideon, Cedric Collins, Brad Jefferson, Big He-Man, Steve Langford. We used to call this boy He-Man, right? Steve Langford. Shout out to Steve Langford, wherever you at, Steve. Good to see you, boy. So yeah, man. Shout out to all them boys. Martell doing his thing up here, man. On TV, doing his thing. Proud of that cat, getting the bread. Shout out to him.
Oh yeah, man. When you say He-Man, I know he had to be tall and big, man.
He wasn't really tall, but that rascal was about 220, 230, and was country strong. Like that boy, like he just was strong. Put 350 on the bench, like nothing. Just strong, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Steve.
Oh yeah, man. Because I know down at Skiggy, shout out to Too Tall. Used to play football for Tuskegee University, man. That was a tall dude, like Ed Too Tall Jones. He was tall just like that. Not as tall, because I didn't know Ed Too Tall Jones was almost like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, big old tall rascal.
Yeah, man. I always love nicknames like that on the football field. I forgot my man's name that had Catfish as a nickname. I think he was a coach or a player. I can't think of his name. I was like, man, where y'all be getting these names from? Just country, boy.
And look, we say all this to go back to what Coach Carl was talking about. The state of Alabama just don't have the resources that a lot of other states have to pay these kids. That's why I'm hoping and praying that they put some stipulations in effect to where this revenue sharing, to me, is the only thing that's going to really make sense. That way, all the kids will get a nice check. it'll practically be the same. Everybody get a nice fat check, right? You share the revenue to that. Let's just give every kid on the team 150,000, 200,000, and call it a day. Everybody get the same thing, call it a day. You can make money off your name all you want. You can go out there and make your own damn action figure, whatever you want to do, right? And share the revenue with the kids, and then they can put rules on this stuff again. Then they can control it. You can't transfer after 1 year. You can't do it. They can control it then. So, I don't know when that's coming, but that's going to be the only way that you're going to be able to control what's going on in college football right now.
Yeah, that's a big number that you got to split between a lot of people.
Revenue sharing. Do you know what they bring in? What they brought in last year?
Yeah.
They brought in $322 billion just for football.
Yeah.
That ain't counting basketball. So 100,000 is like $20.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so they could easily give every kid 100. All Division I athletes 100,000 and still have 20 billion left.
I think the only problem with that, and I'm in agreement. I say Lord, but maybe like 50,000, but 100. Let's just go with that right now. I think the only problem with that is going to be somebody on there that's going to say, "Man, he don't even deserve that. If he getting that, I know I deserve more
because of the starters and the yeah." But see, that's what you sign up. What they'll do is they'll implement that with the scholarship. If you sign it,
I was about to ask that. How did that affect the kid's scholarship? That running total start at that scholarship.
But remember, they're not going to limit. Let's take Ryan. Sure, Ryan, we'll give you 150 like we gave everybody else, but we're not going to limit you in making money on your own. You can still come out with your fingernail polish line or whatever you want to do, under your name. So you still can make your money on your own, off your back, off your name.
So would they, my question is, would they pay you get that 150 and a free ride?
You mean football scholarship?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be all woven into one. Yes, sir.
Or when they tell you, I'm gonna give you this 150, you got to take that scholarship out of that 150.
No, they won't do that. I doubt that highly. I seriously doubt that because that's really not a perk in all.
Yeah, that ain't gonna benefit the kids. So they're gonna
No, it's not.
When they do that, they probably gonna give it a target of how much money the entire program can pay. Per athlete, per down sport, and then that's gonna be free tuition like it is now. So the school gonna pay for tuition, then they gotta pay for the player. But the problem is with the revenue sharing, if you go out and get an NIL deal on your name, image, and likeness, you can't have any like you start doing your commercial, you can't wear the university jersey. You can't have no kind of apparel on when they represent the university. So you're gonna have to pay the university a percentage of what they pay you.
Yeah, you gotta do that on your own. Yeah, because then it's outside the scholarship facts.
Yeah. Anything outside the scholarship, you're gonna have to pay them a percentage if you using their apparel.
Yeah, because that's the school's name, image, and likeness.
Yes.
Yeah, because that part, that means the only reason why you got that image is the university. So now you're gonna pay them a portion of what you get. That's the catchy part about it. And they're gonna get the university gonna get their money some kind of way. The NCAA gonna get some money some kind of way. Because 9 times out of 10, if you down give me a player off Cam Coleman.
Yeah.
And then you got that jersey on, and you in a commercial, and they just paid you $100,000 for a damn sponsorship. You're gonna have to get a university some type of percentage of that sponsorship because you're using their jersey.
That's true.
Other than that, they won't know who you are because who knows Cam Coleman?
Well, if you
outside of that jersey,
if you got a good agent, which I hope these kids do, you negotiate that into the deal. Like, hey, if you want me to wear this Auburn jersey, the school is going to require a piece of this pie. So you need to pay this deal needs to be this much.
Yeah. Or you pay me my percentage and get a school deal.
Yeah. But we can do it for this price without me wearing this jersey. Fine. But I know you won't, the brands are probably going to want to see that Auburn logo on there because they want more people to, it's good for them. So you you have to increase this because the school gonna want some money.
Ebony said, I don't know. I think Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith should get more money than the average player. I also think that seniors should get more than freshmen. I don't know about this.
Well, here's the thing. To me, let's just say Ryan get his 150 like everybody else, right? What Ryan and Jeremiah will have, Ebony, over everybody else is they will have more NIL opportunities. They'll have way more. It'll be like this player may just have GoDaddy. Ryan will have GoDaddy, Pizza Hut, Heisman House, Hub, Stub Hub. Ryan will have way more opportunities. And not just Ryan, but any star on the team will obviously have more opportunities to make a little more than the player who's not a star. And I'm not mad at that because that's in anything in life. If my job, if you perform better, you're gonna be a supervisor. The other dude may not be a supervisor. I mean, that's in anything in life. He's better than you, right now. Not saying that you won't be better than him, but I'm not mad at that. As long as all the players get the same from the collectives or school or whoever the hell go, NCAA. If you want to go out and this player performs on the field and creates value for himself,
right?
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all.
So here's my only concern. The only problem that I see popping up with the revenue sharing is kind of like what she was alluding to. So if the school is paying me essentially for my name, image, and likeness by sharing the revenue with me, and we're giving everybody an even amount. When I look at the school's website and publications that they're putting out, they're not putting the fourth string punter or the fourth string offensive lineman on these programs and stuff. They putting the star players. So if I'm a star player, I'm like, why should I get the same as he getting? And no, they using me in these commercials. They're using my name, my face. So why should I get the same amount as this guy who, and I'm not saying players will do that. It probably will eventually come up. But I'm just saying, people start counting pockets when, they start seeing their face and they become the poster child.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing with that, man. Yes, he got the same as you. But again, your opportunities, you got half the country trying to sign you to this country. This, what is it? Ryan had somebody want to make an action figure and give you a 1.2 million, right? Ain't nobody trying to sign him at all. He got to take his 100K and be happy. You got all these opportunities to make way more than that, right? And just the opportunities all the players is asking for. Give me the opportunity to make money off my own name, right? So if you're the star, you're gonna have ample opportunities over a fourth string player who gonna have his 100,000. He may have to deal with that until he do better.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Listen, I think it would be selfish, but at the same time, he's like, hey, we have selfish people out here.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect timing. Says I was on mute, man. I told you to hold on, and I was on mute. It's gonna happen one time in the show, ladies and gentlemen. This guy deserves all the NIL money, so he's gonna definitely talk some more about this and school us on a lot of this, just like Coach Carl, Coach Sean, Ted. They schooling me. I learn more and more about this every day from these young men.
But from my understanding, y'all, man, it did.
Hold on, Coach Carl. I'm bringing up the man himself, Mr. Ty Hayes. What's going on, brother?
My brother.
Hayes, what up,
broski?
How's it going? How's it going?
What's going on with you, man?
Not much, just sitting out back because I have done nothing but been drafting answers and motions for 8.5 hours. So here we are.
Oh man, you jumped in at the right time, man. We talking about all this NIL revenue sharing, and we just love it. I know you heard like a little bit from the guys. What's your take on all this?
Yeah, listen, I have been screaming about revenue sharing, about NIL, about the evolution of college football ever since NCAA versus Alston. It's been one of the things that people in my channel, when I was doing Through the Haze, which was I think it was 3 days a week, I did a live stream in the morning on my channel. And some viewers were like, hey, you've talked about this enough. And I get it, right? Because it was a topic that was dominating. I mean, if I was to do 6 hours of streaming a week, at least an hour and a half of it, I was talking about this right here. And this is before we ever had seen it in action. And the only reason why I was really on the pulse of this is because you have to do a few things. And this isn't just in football, this is in life. Understand people's motivation. If you understand someone's motivation, you understand the person. When you get to the why of they are moving the way they are moving, of they are doing what they are doing, you unlock everything. Every other question becomes easy to answer once you unlock the why. Well, when we look at the NCAA, what is the why? Self-preservation and enrichment. That's the why.
Yeah.
So when I look at NIL right now, is this what a lot of people thought it was going to be? No. But am I surprised we are where we are? No. Because the NCAA, one, is spineless. Two, they have the foresight that the foresight that the good Lord granted an apple. I've met apples that could predict the future better than the NCAA. And you know what? Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe it's that they don't lack the foresight, but they're so greedy that they didn't care what tomorrow brought. They were only with lining their pockets today. Maybe that's what it is.
True.
And I would hope, Coach Sean, I would actually hope that you could plead ignorance to a level, right? If you're the NCAA, I think that the more digestible excuse, at least for me, is, oh, well, we just didn't think that anything would change. It's been like this forever. I would disagree with them vehemently. But that, to me, is a more forgivable answer than, oh, we knew it was going to change, but we're enriching ourselves now.
Of course.
So what does it matter what tomorrow brings when today's going to bring millions? That would drive me up a wall. Because, guys, the NCAA has lost control.
Of course.
And so when you see guys like Josh Pate, when you see college football nerds, if y'all aren't following the college football nerds, I highly recommend. I think one of them has a law degree. The other one does some they're very bright. Both of them are very, very intelligent. But they've been talking about these cases. And I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but the last thing I'll say on this, Brinsky, and Coach Sean, you and I had actually talked about this.
Yeah.
You remember when Reggie Bush filed that lawsuit and everybody was like, I can't believe Reggie Bush is filing for back pay? Do you want to know why I never said anything about it? Because Reggie Bush dominated the headlines because he's Reggie Bush. That lawsuit was already on the books. Hey, we're hearing it summer of 2025, baby. It's already on the books. It was on the docket in 2024. Scheduling order out. It's already, back pay was happening before Reggie Bush ever got involved. That lawsuit was already on the docket. Reggie Bush hopped in, and all of a sudden, everybody's paying attention because it's Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
Right? And I understand there were some people that it's not that they weren't paying attention, but they were like, hey, the irony, Reggie Bush, right? Like you had NIL in some way, shape, form, or capacity. And it's like, yeah, as he should have. The issue is not NIL, ladies and gentlemen. The issue is not players being compensated. The issue is how do we do this in a manner that is good for the game and good for the players. And there is an answer out there. Don't let anyone tell you that, oh, that can't exist. Sure, it can. Financial literacy classes should be taught everywhere in the United States. It should be in high school everywhere. But certainly for these young men, you know what? I lied, Coach Sean Brinsky, and I apologize, Tez, Coach Carl. This will be the last thing I say. You know what really pisses me off?
What's that?
Do you know how many guys I'll be looking at, and I see them post and tag their agent, and I'm sitting here wondering, did your agent go to law school? And it's like, no, this dude is just like an influencer,
a regular
somewhere.
Joe. Yeah, I got a friend who won.
Y'all, and not all of them. not all, don't get me wrong. If you're an agent out there, I have no doubt that a good amount of you are looking out for your clientele. And yes, you have to make money as well. I'm not mad that you're making money. I'm not mad at that. Everybody has to make a dime, right? The unfortunate truth of this world is money makes the world go round. Everybody's got to make a dime. Not mad at that. But are you taking from hand over fist and putting your clients in detrimental deals to enrich yourself? If the answer is yes, I got a problem with it.
Of course.
And I think I see that way too often in college football. And now I'll get off my high horse because I saw that like last week, Coach Sean. I saw an agent posting, and I really did some digging. The dude wasn't in law school, and you don't need to be, but it helps. But it certainly helps.
I was blown away when I found out that there was really no real requirement for being an agent other than just you need clients. That's it. That's that may have happened like maybe 2 years ago. I was for that my entire life. I thought that it was some type of certification or something you needed. Like, these people were like qualified, being like, nah, you don't need anything.
That's
clients.
That's why the NFL have what they have. I think it's a certification that you to become an NFL agent. You just can't say I'm an NFL agent. Like they have a structure to it, and I think that college football need to have the same thing because it can just be your mom's friend that works on tires or whatnot representing you, and they giving you some of the worst advice. Talking about, oh, I don't think that's enough. You need to jump in the transfer portal. And it's a lot of that going on right now.
Yeah.
Ty, you see evidence coming. You see evidence coming.
Ebony, I would be honored, seriously, to represent Noah, but I would never do so until I had a law degree. Why? Because I would be doing your son a disservice. I wouldn't know as much as I needed to know to adequately look out. Even like my intentions would be 100% pure, but because of my ignorance, I wouldn't be putting you or your son in the best position, right? Like, and that's, I'm not saying that there aren't agents out there that don't have law degrees that aren't great. I'm sure there are. There are people I have met that have barely finished a high school education, don't have a college degree, and they're some of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. Yeah. Right? Education is a lot about ability and a lot about access. But I couldn't represent anybody in good conscience because I just don't know enough, right? Like, right. I don't know enough to feel like I would be able to advocate. Like, I might have the advocacy skills to advocate for the client, but I don't have the knowledge. And these universities, a lot of these places, like, I don't know, I would just always want to be able to put my clients in the best position. And I feel like to do so, I don't know enough. Yeah.
I talked about this when we was on with Justin the other night, man. Girl I used to date a while back. Me and her brother still tight. This cat went from working at Parsons building radars for the government to being an NCAA agent right now. Now I don't know what he done. I don't know what class he took, if any. So I won't diss him like that. I ain't saying nothing bad about him. Just saying, I just seen the cat a year ago and you was building radars. Now you a sports agent with like 8 kids on this belt, right? Yeah. So that's how I know that these agents are calling. They're getting in contact with other head coaches. They're calling coaches like, hey, I got this kid and that kid on Kentucky's roster, on Bama's roster. What do you think? Yeah. You think you might be interested? This I'm telling y'all, this is going on. No lie, this is going on, bro. And they shopping kids to the coach right now. And it's crazy, bro, because it's just dirty, man. I did not want college football to be like this. I just wanted the kids to be paid because, you know.
So how do you police that part?
I have
how do you police
clue, bro?
What is essentially a third party coming in
that's what it is. Yeah.
And negotiating during dead periods and when players are not supposed to speak on these things.
Well, that's the Pandora's box we've opened, right?
Yeah.
Because not only can you not police that, Tez, but I think in order to start policing that at some level, you have to be able to police the rules.
Yeah.
But they can't even do that because they won't pass the Sherman Act. They will not pass antitrust structure. So until that happens, the greatest example of this in 2023 or 2024, I don't remember which, maybe it was 2024, January 2024, the NCAA tried to revoke the unlimited transfer rule. A judge in West Virginia put in a 14-day temporary injunction. The NCAA bowed out the fight. They didn't even wait until those 14 days were done to reignite that rule because they knew if we start this fight, we're going to end up right back in the Supreme Court and we're going to get cooked. So they just said, okay, yeah, you're right. We don't pass antitrust. So like that, we can't even start policing those rules. And Tez, Coach Sean, what you just said is exactly why, I don't know if y'all remember, a few weeks ago, I was saying how, hey, I don't blame Brent Venables. I don't blame Sark. I don't blame Kalen DeVore for changing the spring game. I don't.
I said the same thing.
But here's my thing. What will it change? What will it change? Everybody's saying, oh, well, a kid's not going to get poached. Like hell, they're not. If I'm Lotsier Brooks's agent, he doesn't have to play in the spring game. He just posted those clips on Twitter.
Yeah.
What stops me as the agent from shopping him around regardless of the spring game being played? These kids have access to their film. Remember when Earl Little Jr. left Alabama, he posted a reel on social media talking about how he was locking people up. And hey, and in fairness to him, he had some real good reps on that reel.
He did.
My thing whenever these coaches were canceling the spring game is I was like, hey, I don't blame any of you. I'm not mad at any of you. But what is this going to change? You're all saying, oh, well, we don't want our rosters getting poached. These kids have agents. So what stops the agent from getting his hands on that same film the kid is posting online anyways and taking it to Kentucky or North Carolina and saying, this is what my client can do. You need him on your team. Let's talk money. What stops me from doing that? Whether you play or not.
I think what it does, you're right. Kid gonna do what he want to do. That's 1,000,000% fact. We've been shown that for real. But what I do think it does, in that kind of answers my question. In this landscape of wide openness, I think it's more of nanny boo boo. Like, well, if Texas is not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it. You know, if they're not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it. And like I said, you won't see this from Wake Forest. You won't see this from Temple, right? You'll see it from Bama. You'll see it from Ohio State. You'll see it from all the teams that everybody want their players, right? I agree. It if a kid want to go somewhere with the way it is now, you're not gonna be able to stop it, right? Unless you counter it with the money. But I do believe it's some gamesmanship in, oh, Bama's doing it. Oh, even Georgia, with their game, they're having some tweaks as they call it to their game, right? And so I think it's more of, well, if they're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I do believe it's a little bit of that. You know what I mean? We're using the excuse of injuries. Now, we do have a lot of people out, true enough. A lot of starters, a lot of people out. We know that. But I think it's more of Ohio State is doing it, so we're going to do it. Texas is doing it, so we're going to do it. You know what I mean? I do believe it's more of that. I really do.
And shout out to Sark for wasn't Texas or Nebraska, whoever was the first coach,
one, yeah.
For lack of have the cojones to say, I know this isn't going to be popular, but this is what we're doing. Respect. I don't blame them, but I don't think it's going to get the results they think it's going to get. I just don't. I think Pandora's box, the lid on that is blown wide open.
Oh yeah,
right.
It's crazy right now. And this is what I want to say really quickly. And Ebony's in here. Now, Noah would never have this problem because Noah's a highly ranked kid and that kid going to be on the field. But take some of these kids who are not quite as talented as Noah, right? I know of a kid personally, and I made sure I asked his daddy. I talked about this with Justin. It's a kid I know of personally that hopped in the portal, left UAB, got in the portal, went to a smaller school, wasn't happy there, got in the portal, and this time, I didn't give good details last time. This time, nobody came to get him. Like nobody came to get him. Like there were no offers. There were no people lined up to come get him. So he was just out there in the portal in limbo. You know what I'm saying? This kind of stuff happens, man. Everybody, I hope these kids understand money is one thing. I get it, man. I get it. But if you be patient, I promise you, if you be patient, everything gonna work out. Go ask Jameson Winston. Go ask Marlon Humphrey. Go ask these kids that got red-shirted, developed, got even better than they already was, got on the feet. When they got on their field, it's just like Eminem said, and lose yourself. They took that opportunity and they went crazy with it. Right? These kids, Bryce Young, for as talented as Bryce was, he didn't get red-shirted, but he didn't play his freshman year.
At all.
Bryce Young was one of the most talented quarterbacks that I've seen ever grace the Crimson and White. He didn't play his freshman year, man.
College
Devontae
football.
Smith. Thank you, man. Devontae Smith, as talented as Devontae was, I think he had 6 catches his freshman season. 6. Go fact check me on that. So be patient. Let your talent catch up with your mind, right? And the sky's the limit. I promise you, the sky's the limit.
Man, I wanted to.
Hold on, hey, think about this, Brinsky.
Oh, go ahead. My fault.
Coach Sean, you said patience. Patience is a foreign language to these kids now.
Facts.
You speaking Chinese when you say patient.
Japanese, Chinese, facts.
Man, you ain't lying about that. You hit it right on the head. And shout out to my boy Miles Robinson. He used to coach at Tuskegee University. Now he's at University of Tennessee, even though he's wearing that dirty orange now. Right when they had the transfer portal, he wrote on his Instagram and put in the story, these kids in a rude awakening when they found out about this transfer portal. Because I was seeing a lot of kids from Tuskegee just hopping in the transfer portal, which I could not understand it.
Yep.
Yeah, and he said they in a rude awakening. I know one of the guys, he was saying, man, if you're going to do that, make sure you have a plan.
Like, yes, a fact. That's all I'm saying.
Because if you don't have a plan, man, like you just said about the kid that was at UAB, went to a school, then liking and jump back in there, now he ain't playing. Yep. Some people would just jump in there and just assume like, oh, all these offers going to come in there. They may never see college football ever again. Them playing probably never again because they didn't have a plan. So make sure you guys have a plan.
Yeah.
And then I had to say this comment because my wife was being funny about this. Said Tasha Mack was Malik's agent, his mom on the Game TV show. Yes, she was, but man, more than likely the Game is probably the most accurate towards the NFL. The NFL even gave it high praise. Something like how it is.
Yeah.
But more than like, I think Tasha was a lawyer too. I think she was a lawyer too. Like, but she had either she was a lawyer or she passed the certification to be an NFL agent. That's really all it takes, for real. That was it. You just won't just see anybody just say, "I'm an NFL agent."
But that's the NFL, that shield, man. Like they do a lot of things that we don't agree with. But as far as the league goes, like they know what they have in that product and they protect it. And nothing. Like somebody said the NBA's logo is a person, the NBA and the NFL logo is a shield, and you see that reflected in how they handle business.
Well, they are so structured, man. Yeah. Like you gotta respect.
But look how long they've had to perfect that game. Look how long they've been dealing with contracts, and this is the first year college football, well, maybe second year college football has ever really been in the thick of it, for real, the thick of it.
Yeah.
The NFL has mastered this because they've been doing this from day one. They just understand it is
that's what it's going to take though.
of a business.
That's what it's going to take, though. The NFL type structure, to where it's not going to seem fair at times, but the focus being on the product. I think that's what it's going to take.
To your point, and Coach Sean's point, you want to know how locked up tight the NFL is? So there was a story a few years back that everybody knows about the CBA, right? The collective bargaining agreement, and how the players are supposed to, the salary cap is supposed to be based off of a percentage of the NFL's revenue. What do you think the problem with that is? This blew my, I mean, it's not surprising, but at the same time, it blew my mind that they have been allowed to get away with this for as long as they have. Coach Sean, what do you think it's based off of?
As far as the question you just asked, what you just said about the NFL as opposed to,
what do you think the crazy thing about it is?
They probably don't disclose their revenue.
Is it the overall revenue?
Only one team has ever opened up the books.
Right. To let you know what it is.
Who is it? Green Bay?
So, Green Bay, because they're publicly owned. So how the hell do they know what they're negotiating off
the town owner. Yeah.
They're negotiating off of what they're told to negotiate off of. That blew my mind.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man, the NFL, they're the epitome of what a business is. These dudes got every corner covered, man.
Yeah.
Like everything, right? And they've had years and years and years to perfect this thing this machine that we call the NFL.
Yeah.
Man, one thing they're going to do, man, I don't care how big you are. I don't care if you're Reggie White, Tom Brady, Michael Vick, Deion Sanders, whoever. The one thing they're going to always protect is that shield.
Yeah.
It's the shield above everything. And I ain't going to lie, man, you the more you learn about it, the more you respect it. Like, I didn't even know that until Ty just mentioned that. And I was gonna say the Cowboy like Jerry loved to flaunt a lot of stuff, but
especially not the Cowboy.
No, he's not open.
Yeah, the Cowboys not gonna do it.
Especially not the Cowboy.
It had to be Green Bay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I was just thinking like Jerry, like, oh, they saying this, but I had to think about what he said, open up the books, and I was like, oh, okay, Green Bay. Why didn't I think of that? So
that's essentially what you got in college football right now. College football is being ran a lot like the NBA. You see players leaving, forcing their way off of teams, just having so much power and control. And here we are. We complain about both products. It's no secret. People complain about the NBA, and now people are starting to complain about what's going on in college football. It's crazy, man. I think it's gonna take some NFL-like structure in there to bring it all together.
I hate to go back to Coach Saban, but I don't know no other way. Okay, here's a question: do you make these kids, like Ty said with the antitrust, do you make these kids employees? Because if then you can control what they do. You won't control so bad. Well, then you could control everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you make them employees, right? I don't know, man. I don't know.
The problem is that scholarship. Now, if you make them full-fledged employees, they may not even have to be enrolled in the schools at some point to play on your football team.
Well, and here's an interesting tidbit, Tez. I don't know if you saw this. There was a player who transferred, and I can't remember what school it was in the Big Ten, but he transferred even though they didn't grant the release papers. You know what his lawyer did? And this is brilliant. He says, okay, y'all don't want to sign the transfer papers? What stops my client from unenrolling and enrolling somewhere else? You're a student.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing it. Yeah.
Screw it. What do we need you to sign the papers for? I'm just going to unenroll and enroll somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. It's risky. It's risky.
The lid is off. It's no rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He sure did. Yeah. I forgot all about that, man. Great mentioning that. Yeah. Because I was surprised. I think On 3 was talking about that, like telling like, how did a kid do this? Yeah, they're gonna have to do something about this, man. It's like I said, man, it's the Wild Wild West out here. It has to be some type of structure to it. I don't know how you're gonna structure it. I really don't know, but it's very, very interesting talk, man, and especially hearing y'all talk about it. That's why I said. You were gonna say something, Ted? Go ahead.
No, I wasn't about to say.
Oh no, because I ain't gonna lie, man. This is a very, very interesting conversation because I really don't know, man. Like how they gonna structure this out in the future. Like, is it gonna be next year? It's gonna be 2 years down the line, 3 years. Like, when is it gonna have some type of structure to it?
Well, I can tell you this, and I said this. Me and Ty used to talk about this all the time. Anytime we all know. Let me test the chat. Who is the SEC's biggest, as a conference, who is the SEC's biggest rival? Everybody on this panel already know. I'm going to see if the chat know. Who is the SEC's, Ebony knows, who is the SEC's biggest rival in every sport? When we play them, especially football, I don't care if it's Tennessee. No, I was just going to tell a lie. I ain't rooting for Tennessee. Anybody other than Tennessee, I'm pulling for them against this conference. What conference is our biggest rival? The Big Ten. We all know that, right? Anytime you got the SEC and the Big Ten in talks with each other to help, that tell you that, look, man, Ty from the Big Ten, I'm from there. Ty, we got to do something. Now, we can be rivals all day, but we got to do something, man. This is ridiculous, right? If we don't do something quick. So Oregon is the flag bearer in that conference when it comes to money. Michigan too, I would say, right? Texas, we all know Texas is loaded, bro. You know, they loaded, man. When it comes down to money and stuff like that, these guys go above and beyond, bro. Like they Lamborghini companies, like they go way out there. Texas has always been that kind of, they way out there, right? So when you Alabama and you want to develop kids and actually keep it football, we got NIL, we got money. Alabama ain't broke, but Alabama, like Ty used to say, we're not going to just give this kid what that school may be giving him, right? We give you a nice little package, but Alabama's not going to do that for every kid, right? They're not going to give you this golden parachute millions. They're not going to do that. So how do you win? How do you win in nowadays, right? I don't know.
I don't know either, man.
I can tell you Ohio State is just like Alabama. They don't want to keep doing this. No. They don't want to keep paying these kids this kind of money, losing kids to Michigan, losing kids to, sure, they rated us, but somebody else may raid them, right? It's just, nobody wants to continue this. It's not sustainable.
What's interesting when we talk about schools and having money and like the boosters and stuff, it's not so much about like the school and the perception of them being rich. It's like, do you have boosters that are willing to play college football with their money? Right. The reason why we have this perception of having so much money, because we have a billionaire booster that is willing to play college football with his money.
Well, remember, Ted, that's a billionaire booster. Booster. So, some schools, I can tell you, that has several multiple billionaire boosters.
Yeah. So, but that's why you see like some of these schools, what was it? Was it Sacramento? Started their program with all that NIL money. I think it's because they have a booster that's like, hey, I want to play college football with my money. I got a couple $1 million that I want to play this like Madden, and that is what I would argue that you would start to see is like a lot more schools like that, just off the radar that we never talked about before.
Or because Colorado, go start hollering at the Arabians.
Yeah, that too.
Sudanians, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
well, I got
the money
one for
game
you.
is crazy.
So a few years ago when all of this popped off, I was actually talking to somebody who has an NIL company. And I did a Zoom call with them. Wasn't recorded. It wasn't for content. It was for me. Because I was like, I have to understand what's working on the back end. I had a notebook and a pen next to me. And for an hour and a half, I was taking notes. Y'all ever seen The Big Short where Steve Carell was at the table doing the?
Yeah.
That was me. And then I came to the realization, and I asked him, I was like, "Wait, so you're telling me that these market values is just people basically having measuring contests?" And he goes, "Yep. I'm gonna tell y'all a school that you're overlooking. It's right here in the Lone Star State. Texas Tech just had a booster sell his gas company for like $7.8 billion. And he's playing with funny money now. Like, he doesn't care. He wants them to be good, and he's willing to light all of that on fire for them to be good."
Damn. Facts.
You just got to be willing.
Boom Pickens, Oklahoma State. Filthy rich. Filthy.
Yeah. I said, look at Oregon, you know. You got Phil Knight. He wants that team to look good. He wants them to recruit well. He's putting the money and the resources behind it. Sometimes all it takes is to win.
Hey, man.
And I'm not mad at it. Because like Coach Sean and I once said.
Phil Knight spent a whole lot of millions to get blowed out by Ohio State.
That's very true.
I know he mad.
So do they keep giving, Coach Carl? Do they keep giving? Are rich people loving the university so much that they're going to continue to give millions? Continue?
Yeah.
He's done it thus far.
He's going to keep getting millions after millions after millions because he won a championship. And I think once he get a championship, he may stop giving that money. But they want that championship so bad, Phil Knight willing to go broke.
Well, it's probably a charitable donation. So he's probably just getting rid of money that he doesn't need.
A&M tried that, and the IRS cracked down on them.
It's true.
Yeah, no, A&M, because Texas, listen, if you're a Texas fan watching this, I'll give you your flowers.
Facts.
You got the best collective out there.
Oh, yeah.
The way they structured it from a legal standpoint, it's great. It is airtight great. And actually, a lot of these schools have modeled after Texas. Whether Bama did or not, whether Auburn did or not, I can't tell you. I don't know that. But what I can tell you is I wouldn't be shocked if they were like, yeah, we had someone look over the paperwork. A&M tried to one-up them, Tez, and they were like, we're going to basically give you tax credits for donations. And the IRS came knocking, and they said, no.
You can't do that.
And that's when I was like, oh, you want to talk about who can bring this whole ship down? That's who can bring this whole ship down is the IRS.
Yes.
Coach Sean, to your point, yeah Phil Knight's going to give millions of dollars because it's like buying a McDouble to him. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
The next Jordan release that comes out, he's going to make it back. He does not care.
Facts. Yes.
He just needs to drop another pair of foam posits, and my dumbass is going to be the first in line to be like, send him over.
Facts.
And it's free advertising for his company.
Yeah, but the problem with NIL, man, that I see, and I really hate to say it, but this is the problem I really see. Once the revenue sharing hit, NIL gonna turn a table, man. It's probably gonna get worse. Cause in order to get these kids to show up now with this jersey on, you got to pay these kids some amount of money. And it's gonna be terrible, man. Like, it's already bad, but I think it's gonna get worse. I don't think it's gonna be better because of revenue share. I think the revenue share is basically just to keep the kids that don't have that big time name brand behind themselves from targeting the kids. Like, you don't get a Rico Scott targeting Ryan Williams because Ryan Williams getting $2 million and Rico Scott getting 200 or less. Now you get everybody making the same amount of money, and you're gonna have to get on the field and earn your NIL this type of way. It's still gonna be parody, some different type parody, some different type screwing, and some different type hate. But now there's gonna be more hate on the wide receiver coach. Like, Shep gonna catch more hell now.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that I begged you to come to the school. I told you I was gonna do this. Now I gotta play you, and I don't play you, you're gonna transfer. The problem with a transfer pool, like Coach Sean alluded to, if ain't nobody calling you, don't jump your ass in the transfer portal. Because you jump in that transfer portal and ain't nobody calling you, you gonna stay there. Because you don't have a name that people recognize that people want. your ass gonna be lost in the sauce because they calling different type kids to get in the portal. Hey man, once you jump in the portal, I'm coming to get you. You jump in the portal and they gotta have to be just rolling out of bed like, hold on, man. I think I heard of Brinsky Sharp before. Are you sure? Nah, I don't think I know him. Hold on, man. When he playing with Ties, oh, that Brinsky. Shit, I don't know. He ain't been with Ties so long, man. So I don't know if he got a value anymore. You know,
Yep.
it's that
That's
type
how
of
it
game now. It's that type of game that these kids are about to start playing with their own line. Don't jump your ass in that portal unless somebody calling for you. Once they get the numbers right, you jump in the portal. That's a different deal. Cause the NIL thing, they selecting who now. Once the revenue sharing come about, they gonna be selecting who they want to deal with, and that's just period.
And then scholarship limits gonna come into effect. So scholarship limits is coming.
Yeah, so when they say revenue sharing, is it at the player level or is it a limit for a limit for like that's what like scholarship what you were about to allude to. It's like according to different schools.
From what I heard, Ted, they're gonna give a certain amount to the SEC. SEC got to the teams what they can play, what they can be able to pay. SEC cutting the scholarship from 105 down to 85, so they be able to offer more money to their players.
Bro,
I'm
more afraid of that than anything.
So we putting our entire conference on probation, basically.
Man, that's
what it sounds like.
So
you ain't gonna be able to take no.
So they can be able to offer more money to all the top players, and it's supposed to be based on your name, image, and like it anyway within the program. So if you're a starter, you're gonna get more money than the bench player. That's just basically how it's gonna roll. But you can't give a bench player less than a certain percentage, less than a certain amount. So everything is on a fair, legal, even playing ground. So you got 105 scholarship, and you're only getting $13 million to discriminate with all these. They limiting the scholarship, so a limited amount of players you can pay. They still gonna have 105 players on the roster, but they ain't gonna have to pay the rest of them. They just gonna be paying this certain amount of money to these 85, and they gonna still have the other guys like walk-ons and this and that. But they give a little money, but they don't have to give them a whole lot of money.
And trust me, even at Alabama A&M's level, they treat walk-ons bad, bro. I'm telling y'all. Walk-ons, man, they treat Coach Carl, they treat walk-ons. I used to feel bad for some of them dudes, man. They be playing with their heart, man, and they won't even, bro, I promise you, when we had team dinners, they don't even invite them. I promise you. They treat them boys bad, bro. It's hard to be a walk-on, bro.
I think the schools gonna have an issue with this, man.
Yep.
I think the school's gonna have an issue with this, man. Like we talked earlier about a player saying, "Hey, this player doesn't deserve as much money as I'm getting because I'm the one that's the face and on the magazines and stuff." I think that if you give even amount of money per each scholarship to each school, eventually the school is gonna say the same thing. You got these schools that are big brands, the Texas, Ohio States, and they're getting the same amount of money for what's revenue sharing as some of these smaller brand schools. I think that they're gonna have something to say about that.
I think the SEC would be fine with it because we have always done that. We would split $790 million. So I mean, Vandy would get the same amount as Alabama, even if we won the championship. Real stuff.
Yeah, but now it's going towards your roster.
Yeah,
directly towards the kids, and it can affect the results on the field. So,
man,
I don't know, man. I don't know the answer.
Well, it already happened. NCAA v. Oklahoma Board of Regents in 1984 went to the Supreme Court and won by a margin of 7-2 when they were talking about whether other schools deserved the same share of TV media rights revenue as did entities such as the University of Oklahoma and Georgia. Georgia actually joined in on that lawsuit. This has already happened. So, Tej, you're right. That's exactly where this is going to go. If you don't think that's what's going to... So you mean to tell me Texas and Bama are going to sit there and be like, yeah, we're not going to enter a lawsuit because we're getting the same amount of money as Vanderbilt? How many millions of views does Vandy get a game compared to 8, 9 for Texas and Bama? Like, and the Supreme Court decided that the revenue sharing wasn't divided by this conference, but by the school, or could be. So this is, it's happened before. It'll happen again. History has a funny way of repeating itself.
Yeah. I just know that the powers that be are greedy. And when you put money in front of them, yeah. I mean, it's only a matter of time for somebody says, "Hey, that's not fair. We need more."
But what I think when they come out with this stuff, if and when, I think that you dealing with such a big pot of money, such a when you're talking about and that title says it all, revenue sharing, right? To me, these guys are right now behind the closed doors putting so many stipulations on this thing. It's just like when they came out with NCAA 25, all these years. Do you not know these people had every corner covered? Every corner covered. You can't sue us because of this. You can't. Well, we ain't gonna put you on the damn game if you don't opt in first. You know what I mean? So they're gonna have their ducks lined up. Trust and believe. You know, trust and believe. I wouldn't be shocked if they put in the scholarship. If they put in the scholarship.
Hey, Coach Sean, you think about this here. You talking about NCAA 2025? You played the game. You probably haven't. I played the game. Some of y'all probably played the game.
Yeah,
man, listen. I got it. Most of those kids' name ain't even on their jersey. They just there.
Yeah.
Like only the star players really names on those jerseys. Most of those kids, they just there. Like you got a 35 on the bench that don't play. Ain't no name on their jersey. That kid name is some of anything. And they don't even have that kid actual name inside that game. So they don't have to pay that kid for his name.
You notice the kids that opted in when you in regular season play, you can't change their name. It won't let you edit it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
And you got to go get you a freshman and edit him
and change the name. Yep.
What's interesting too is you can't export those players to Madden because that's a professional, like it's just professional game.
Yeah, I think do that. You're creating here in what is it? What's the mode?
Road to Glory.
Yeah, Road to Glory. I think you can make that one go to Madden, but that's your.
That's your.
You can take the Road to Glory to Madden. You can take your roster to Madden. Like if Ryan Williams graduates, and you can say that roster, and you can take Ryan Williams and all those cats to a damn Madden. You can transfer those to Madden, but they're not opting into that conversation, or they didn't sign that contract to be a part of that. They can't come up and be a top quality draft pick and then they transfer. They're gonna always leave their names off the list. Only names that on that list are the ones that opt in.
Yeah.
Period.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's the Wild Wild West.
It is the Wild Wild West, man. You know what I'm saying, man. I don't know when it's going to end. I don't know when the structure going to come, man. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just an interesting time in college football right now.
Ted, you know what I think about?
Oh, go ahead, Ted. You good.
Now, I was about to say, you know what I think about when I think about the NCAA? You know how you ever ran across somebody who don't know when they won? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know when you won, and you just keep going, and then that's how I feel about the NCAA, because I feel like all you had to do was let them make money from signing autographs. Like, there were minor things that y'all cracked down on that we wouldn't even be here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody was complaining that, of course, the reason why everybody was complaining that these kids should get paid, and that whole conversation started because of cases like that. Like, when those things would pop up, that's when the conversation, it's like you had it so good. All you had to do was just step back, not try to play the police all the time. And we probably would still be there right now. it's like, man, you don't know when you have a good thing. You
Bro,
don't
the
know when you won.
NCAA is greedy bastards. Let's just say what it is.
Yep.
They made players take their name. Do you not remember the days when you could go buy AJ McCarron jersey and it's got McCarron on there?
Yeah,
they make you take it off. It's just a plain old Bama jersey with his number on.
Plain old Bama jersey. Yep.
Yeah, because we don't want to have to pay them. That's them.
No.
That's the NCAA in a nutshell.
And like Coach Sean, like you said, weeks ago, you were playing college football and they selling your jersey in the store.
That's a fact.
You couldn't even buy damn food down the street.
Nothing.
Now, if that man selling your jersey in the store and he decided to give you $200 a month because he sold 15 of your jerseys a month, that you would have been in violation, kicked out of the football team and out of school.
Would have took my scholarship and sent me home. Yep.
The problem is, like Ted said, the motherfuckers don't know when they winning.
Yep.
A lot of players that get their little money and they will never start complaining. Ed O'Bannon them start complaining because Ed O'Bannon had the highest selling basketball jersey prior period.
And you put him on the game. And you put him on the game.
And you put him on the game with a 99 fucking rating. And
Sure
then the boy couldn't even goddamn sell an autograph.
Oh, I'm mad at you.
Yep. He didn't make paying out in the damn pros. So he mad now. You done made millions off of his ass and he ain't got shit. He gotta go back to school, get a damn education. And now he out here hustling while y'all making millions off his ass. And he got pissed off. And I understand that. Shit, that man with that damn talent had that kind of damn publicity. In NIL days now, that man been filthy fucking rich.
Can you imagine Johnny Football in today?
Woo.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, they was talking about. They showed some in college football 25. They showed college football. They show NCAA 14 how Texas A&M Stadium looked then, and they show how Texas A&M Stadium looked now, and it was like, this is what Johnny Football did to Texas A&M.
The house that Johnny built.
I ask you another question. In the NIL era, does the Texas A&M land a Johnny Football?
Oh yeah, hell yeah! You know how much damn money them folk got.
That's true.
But I get what you're saying.
So.
I'm just saying, just like
but other folks would be out there sending that money too.
It'd be a bidding war.
No, the problem is
it probably was a bidding war.
Probably is Johnny Manziel wasn't that known.
Facts.
He didn't get
That's what made it special.
Until he touched down. He touched down with with Kevin. When him and Kevin got together, sat him a year, then he didn't have no other choice. Started playing Johnny Manziel because he wasn't no round ringer, wasn't no Brad Favre, run around Brad Favre type of player. Like he had all the athleticism, but he a gunslinger like Brad Favre. Dude didn't give a damn about making turnovers. He didn't have nothing to lose, so he would run around and do all his yo-yo balling, and that shit started working. So he would have made an astronomical amount of money because he was a yo-yo. He was exciting. He was box office. People would have paid ass load of money just to put their name attached to Johnny Manziel.
Baker was like that too. Baker Mayfield, man.
Yeah, Baker was like that too.
When nobody wanting little Baker till he, I think he walked on, if I'm not mistaken. Ty did Baker walk on
twice?
I think so.
Twice.
Yeah, Baker's cold. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Cold. Yeah,
Baker's
man.
Cold. I got a lot of respect for him because it's that mentality where he's like, I'm the underdog, and he's always operated like that. And Baker in the NFL is cold. Baker in college, y'all go back. Watch Baker at OU.
He was
that
sick.
boy was cold, bro.
Yeah, man.
That boy was
ice
cold.
He's one of my favorite college football names ever, man. Just
Agent Peterson, one of mine. Agent Peterson, man.
Just one of my favorites.
Yeah,
why
man.
I have the respect for OU that I have.
Agent was different, bro.
Yeah. Just the name, man. That name just sounds like a quarterback's name.
Man, listen,
like my quarterback.
Agent Peterson was the first running back that I ever heard in college that they took his name and started calling Agent Peterson, started calling him AP. They started calling him AP in college. Everybody else they call him by their name. They started calling that boy AP in college.
All day.
All day.
Yeah. AD all day.
That boy was different, bro. I saw that boy playing the Army All-American game and ran slap over. I forgot who the defensive lineman was, but he was the best. The defensive lineman was supposed to be like the best player in that game. I might have been, God, I can't remember who it was, but Adrian did him really bad, right? Adrian Peterson was different. That boy was he was different. Different. Oh, let me say this before we get off. I'm because I'll forget if I don't. I'm really excited to see my boy Olas Elinin playing left tackle in the practice Saturday. Olas is a guard, great feet. Been bragging on Olas since he got to Alabama. Really excited to see Olas Elinin play left tackle in position of Caden Proctor, and I want to see him do well. Shout out to Olas Elinin. Shout out to Olas.
Oh yeah, man! I forgot we were talking about players to watch too. So yeah, I give out mine real quick. Of course, is Jajon Lee. Still my favorite guy to come out this class. I don't want to take Ty's guy, Lassier. It's just
Ty been on Cuz for a minute, bro.
That's why I said it was just like the simple fact before anybody knew who he was. Like Ty was like, bro, go look at this.
I said that on another show. Ty Hayes was on this cat for anybody I know of.
Yeah,
that's facts.
So it's Jajon Lee for me.
Let's hear Brooks. I saw the first
you froze.
Coach Sean, and I was like, yeah, this is ridiculous.
Say it again, Ty. You froze up.
You froze up for a second.
Oh, I said I watched the first minute of his highlight tape. I paused it and then sent it to Jake. I sent it to Coach Sean. I was like, this is actually goofy.
It was.
This transcends this kid's great. This transcends that into the realm of this is silly. This is just goofy what he's doing to these kids, and he's cooking DBs for Bama right now.
Even now, facts.
Yeah, before you got on, Ty, I went on to his TikTok and just to see was that highlight still up there. It's gone. So I don't know if they told him to take it down or whatever.
Yeah, they told him to take it down. If you look at the top of that video, there's play names.
They definitely told him to take it down.
Yeah, there's details and stuff. So yeah, they told him to take it down.
That boy is different. That cat hit the stutter step outside. Coach Carl, he pushed that stem to his outside shoulder, went across his face, and when he went across his face, first two steps, he just left, dude. He just walked away from him. So those are space creators. They don't grow on trees, man. Trust me. Shout out to Jalen Waddle.
You ain't gotta tell me. I tried to tell y'all.
You did.
I tried to tell y'all. I just couldn't say much, man. That man different. When I told y'all that dude was Jalen Waddle 2.0, that dude different.
First two steps, he creates separation. Them boys don't grow on trees, man. I promise.
I'm wrong. It wasn't play names. I'm wrong. The way it was set up, it looked like it was play names, but it wasn't. It was just sequencing of plays, right? Play X. So it wasn't the actual breakdown. Cool. That's my fault. Oh, no,
it's all good.
And shout out to one of my other favorite players who becoming my favorite player on the team. Love me some Wilkin Formby. Wilkin was a freshman, struggled when he got in the game. Young tackle, man, that overplayed, still learning the game. But the kid got a big heart. He got attacked by everybody and their mama. The people was wishing the kid got hurt. I seen all kind of ridiculousness.
Wild.
I promise you, they was saying all kind of stuff about this kid. You know what he did? He blocked the noise out. He lost a little weight, worked on his craft, and he's getting better. He's still struggling a little bit with the pass rush, but the kid is getting better. And I think he's gonna start there. I really believe it.
He probably gonna start coaching, but like I said about Wickham, only problem Wickham Formby have is he's solid, but he got little lower body. So small lower body. He just gotta get in that weight line. He gonna have to get some on that back, give them 500 pounds, get the squatting and get them leg muscles thick because he little. Down low, he little. I seen Trey Roos all bull rushing and dumping. Come up on him, boom, and dumping. Because Quay so powerful down low, he got that power and that explosiveness. That's the only thing with him problem is he's so lightweight down low. I think by the summer they'll put a couple more pounds on him and he get them legs strong. If he get those legs strong, that dude solid. That dude better hunt him out. Like right now, skill, movement, I think he better than Evan Neal. He just gotta get the weight.
Yeah, facts.
And I think Quay about to have a explosive year this year, man. He's definitely, I like he's taking on that leadership role, man, especially if y'all seen the story about the kid that has cancer and he led a group of linebackers out there.
That's what's up.
Some of the guys on the defensive end out there to go hang out with him, shoot guns, fishing and all that. So, man, that was really dope on Quay's part. So, shout out to him. Montgomery boy. Coach Carr, can you give me one of the players you can watch, and then Tez? I guess we can. You can mention one or two of your players.
One of the players I'm watching the most, the favorite one. Hey, y'all already been talking about one of my favorite. I keep telling y'all, man, 17. 17 is different. I told you I'm not gonna say much about 17 because I'm trying to keep it under the radar. I don't want everybody now thinking about 17. The kid is different. When you got a kid that's lined up anywhere on the field, he can outrun doubles, he can outrun triples. That man, the kid different, and he talking cash money, smack. He like, Coach, you better get somebody over here that can run because I'm gonna run through these bitches. These bitches can't slow ass. You better get your ass on the track because you so slow. Like he talking cash money. That kid different. I mean, that kid different. And then I'm looking at what they're gonna do with Isaiah Horton. Isaiah Horton is such a freak, man. That dude fast, physical, and can jump out of damn gym. I want to see what they're gonna use him. If he's our third down guy or our red zone guy, it's gonna be different because now you're gonna have to worry about Ryan on one side, Isaiah on the other, Lassier Brooks in the slot. Still got Jared Bernard running the slot. And you got the Rico Scott. Rico Scott coming on very, very well. His eyes and his hands starting to click. So those two guys, man, Isaiah Horton and 17. I'm not calling 17 name, but 17. 17 is my key guy because the way 17 comes in the game and 17 practice the way he practices and he played like Jalen Waller, 17 is different. This guy here is more like J-Mo and Jalen Waller combined with the speed and the hands like Waller had, that go over bit like Waller and that speed like J-Mo. This dude different. And I'm so glad that he was on the value and we ended up getting him. But next year, after this season here rolling around, probably midway through the season, that NIL money, they're going to have to increase that shit. Because this dude going to be so hot on the ticket. Everybody and their grandmama going to be calling that kid. Want to offer him that Ryan Williams type of money. I promise you that.
Oh, great high praise right there, Coach Carr. Tez, what since Auburn having A day the same day as us copycats, who's two guys you're gonna be looking out for? Since we talking all this Bama talk, you can give us two, man, at least two.
Man, I'm gonna be looking out for well, I'm gonna be reading about it because they're not putting it on TV, so I can't watch it. I'm still mad about that.
Yeah.
They can at least put it on YouTube or something.
Somebody
something. But yeah, I wanted, if I was there, I'd be looking out for Sam Turner, wide receiver out of Georgia. He didn't get a lot of pub in this recruiting class because of what we was able to bring in on defense. But all reports say he is making a ton of plays. Not a lot of footage from my spring camp, but there are some highlights of him. Listed at like 6'1", 190. I saw him next to some bigger receivers, like next to Cam and Perry, and he looks a little bit bigger than that. I don't know where he fits in with the wide receiver room being so crowded, but Hugh Freeze is already he's shown like if you even if you're young,
was
you
he
can play, you get on the field.
Was he I think I seen a clip like in the corner of the end zone, and like the whole team ran over there.
Yeah, it's two of them. One of those was Cam Coleman. He had a non-contact jersey on that one. But this was from Deuce Knight. He called it one in the corner of the end zone.
That was the one.
It was almost like the same play, just two different quarterbacks and receivers.
Yeah, because Jackson Arnold threw the one that Cam.
Yeah, and then on defense, I guess I'll pick a defensive player. Of course, there's a lot of stuff I want to see, but I want to see mainly the interior. I want to see Malik Blockton. I want to see what the young kids do. Jordan Crawford. I want to see, did those guys bulk up, because we lose a lot of linebacker experience. So I need the interior of that defensive line to be stout while we kind of sort that out. And I think that we will. You see now Hugh Freeze is heavy in linebackers in this 2026 class, so he recognizes it. But yeah, I want to see the interior of that defensive line and what that looks like.
Shout out to Malik Blockton.
Yeah.
Dog of a player right there. Shout out to Malcolm Simmons too.
Oh,
Malcolm Simmons is my favorite receiver on the roster.
Dog.
He's a dog. Boy. He is a dog. Oh man, just quick announcements, real quick. And also shout out to Joe Phillips, straight out of Tuskegee, Alabama, to his sophomore year out the city. So hopefully Joe get a lot of burn this year. I think y'all got room now.
He's been getting, like, he had a whole paragraph in the article, man. That kid's gonna get on the field. Okay. They may move him around, some inside, some outside. I don't know, but he's got the measurables, athlete, and he's gonna get on the field. Real quick, we talked about this on another pod, but like, and you'll know what I'm talking about, Brinsky, because we know BTW. Because when you get a kid like Joe Phillips, the gap between BTW and a college, a SEC strength and conditioning program is massive. Like, I don't think, this is not. He's not coming from a Hoover or Alabaster or somewhere like that. He's coming where the gap is massive. So I expect big things out of that kid, and with having a whole year down in the strength and conditioning program, I expect him to make a big jump. Not that he was not a physical specimen, because he was often the most physically talented person on the field. But like, if he was that at BTW a year in the SEC strength and conditioning program, he's probably an absolute monster right now.
And just get them boys a little bragging rights, a little bit. The farthest BTW ever went in the playoffs, I think they was 2 games away from the state finals, and the team that they beat before they end up losing, I think they lost to Catholic. Was it Catholic?
I think Montgomery Catholic.
Yeah, Montgomery Catholic. They beat Jackson, who has EJ and all them boys, Duckworth, all them boys on that field. I knew before I even knew who these kids was at the time. One of the best games I ever witnessed at BTW. I'm so mad I wasn't there, but they had it on recording. So man, that was one of the best games. I wish I could have just been there for. Also, speaking, since we still talking about BTW, just want to give a shout out to Dylan again, of course, my guy, LSU. And I don't even think you was on here the last time, Ty. I was talking about Dylan. And shout out to who was on last week with us, man? I'm drawing a blank right Justin Smith. Thank you, bro. I'm tripping. Shout out to Justin for talking very highly of Dylan going to LSU. And I will brag on myself once again. I took this picture, and Hayes used this picture. So Ty, tell Hayes I said thank you for using my picture, because I felt so proud. I was like, wait a minute, did I take that picture? And I strove.
I'll let him know. I was talking to him last week. He and I were texting back and forth, so I'll let him know.
Yeah, man, because I was so proud. Like, wait a minute. for one, he surprised me with. Well, it didn't surprise me with the LSU visit because I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely looked like it's trending that way. So definitely shout out to him. Shout out to Quez. He about to come down to his top 6. Alabama, please offer this boy. This boy literally has an offer everywhere else but Alabama. Literally every offer in the country but Alabama. I'm not understanding this, and it's bothering me. But and lastly, we was talking about earlier with the 707 with my little cousin Zarian. This was the one that they had. It was in February with a $20,000 cash prize. Big, I think it was largest cash prize ever for a 707. I'm not sure. It was something big about it. You can see them out there. I think they were giving it to the first place team, 15,000. Zarian is the one on the right. Shout out to my boy, even though he went to Auburn University. Sad. I love him. Of course, I just want to just give him some love and also some free pub for my cousin. They having a 707 event in Atlanta, Georgia again, April the 12th through the 13th. So if you be able to go out there, support, and more than likely Cam Newton teams be out there. He's pretty connected with Cam and all the other guys out there. So keep doing your things, cuz proud of you. And oh yeah, man, we about to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody coming through, man. This has been a very, very entertaining talk about NIL, revenue sharing, talking about the A-Day. It was the same thing with Justin last week with shout out to Justin, Touchdown Alabama. One of the best in the game. And one of the guys, I was so tongue-tied last week. I was talking about Clint Lamb, one of the best in the game, right along with him and Andrew Bone. So shout out to Clint too, man. Just want to give him his flowers too, man. But I'm gonna let everybody shout out their channels and all that, and we're gonna get up out of here. Of course, we'll start with the Auburn fan, just get you out of the way.
What's up, everybody? Great show, man. Appreciate y'all having me. Interesting conversation tonight. I loved every second of it. Insight from Ty, Coach Sean, Coach Carl, Bransky. You can find me at over there. It's SC season. Got a new YouTube platform coming up. First live show will be May 1st. So I got a little bit more content coming before then. Make sure you like and subscribe the channel. Well, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And when I start posting content, make sure you check it out. I think it's going to be fun for everybody. And that's it.
Oh, yeah. And everybody, I'm going to post it in the chat in a second. I wasn't prepared for the second time. When he said it, make sure you guys go over there. Just type it. But never mind. I'm just going to post it in the chat in a minute. But shout out to Tez, man. Coach Carl.
Oh, yeah, man. First of all, appreciate you inviting me on, Brinsky. Like I said, man, I was gonna be here on time, but I wasn't because of the situation I had going on. I gotta give a shout out to Janet in the chat. You know, she one of the people that love me for real. I say a lot of people in there, but no, Miss Janet always checking in with me. So I'm gonna give a big shout out to Miss Janet. Love you, Miss Janet. And the rest of the people in the chat too, man. You know I rock with y'all, but you can find me on the block. That's the name of the show, On the Block Sport Talk, Coach Carr on YouTube. Or you can hit me up on Twitter at Coach KD Taylor. I'm always available. A lot of time I'm in the school. I'm at practice right now because it's the spring. But you know, football is football. Life is life. And we're going through a little life situation right now, but everything is all well. We appreciate you. Miss Janet, just checking on you. I'm glad to see you, man, because along with every time I see you, I know you okay. So y'all be good, man. Appreciate you, Brinsky. Coach Sean, prayers, my brother. Appreciate you, Tez, for being there, Ty. Good to see you, my brother. Been a minute. But hey, man, appreciate you, Brinsky, man. Y'all be safe out here, man. Everybody out there in the chat, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. If it weren't for y'all, man, we wouldn't be nothing.
Thanks. the man himself, Ty Hayes.
Yeah, man, appreciate you for having me on. Actually, speaking of Clint, he and I are talking. We're going to have a show coming up. He's going to hop on the show. We're going to be talking probably post A-Day. We're ironing out the date. We have one in mind, but he's going to make sure it works for him. So I'm not going to announce that yet just until he gives the green light. But be on the lookout for that. And you already know these guys will be right here with us when we're doing that. So excited about that. Anytime I get to work with Clint, that's always a good time because he's great, a super good dude, just like everybody on this panel. Coach Carl, happy to see you. Brinsky, always good to see you. Coach Sean, great to see you. Tez, great to see you. Even though you're an Auburn fan, we accept you. We accept you.
No, yeah. Coach
man, you know it's always great to be with the fellas, man. Seeing my brother Ty hop back on, it's always a good feeling. Always, man. Seeing my brother Coach Carl down there doing his thing. Even Tez, even my brother Tez up there, man. He out there in West, you know, he a fan of the West Georgia team. It's okay because we love Tez. It's all right. It's all right. You know what I mean? Big appreciation to my brother Brinsky, man, for always letting us hop on, man. Shout out to Coach Jay. Shout out to Coach Al. Shout out to the Piano Man. Shout out to both Jasons. Jason's Hall of Fame Sports and Jason Walker. You know what I mean? Much love to those guys. Shout out to them boys at Bama Standard. Shout out to KB doing his thing. Shout out to Clint, always doing his thing. Shout out to Justin, always doing his thing. All these great channels, man. Shout out to all these guys are doing great work. Yeah, KB. So I said KB, always doing great work, man. You can find great content with all these guys. Love tapping in with them. Way offsides. Them guys with it way offsides. Great content. Always watch Herb and them and JB and them and JT. They all do great things, man. I can't support them guys enough, man. Shout out to Ebony. Much love to Ebony. Love seeing Ebony in here. Love seeing Janet. All the people who tap in with us, man. Really appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for the prayers, man. Going through some family stuff, man. Grandpops and everything. And really appreciate y'all, man. And much love. And you can find me at JMHO Sports Talk on Twitter and YouTube. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Always supporting the channel. Like I said, man, one thing I love doing is this, especially if I get to do it with my guys all the time, man. Of course, Ty, that's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. That, like I say all the time, didn't have a clue who I was and allowed me to come on this show, and the rest is history. And that's a good brother to me. I'm loyal to that brother to the end because he always showed me love and still show me love to this day. Coach Sean, my brother, Tez and Coach Carl gave some high praise, man. Said we have some awesome chemistry, man. Everybody love it, especially when we went on the Bama Standard. Shout out to Justin.
Shout out to Justin.
Man, appreciate everybody. Tez, my man, just wanted to just come on. It was basically the same way how I was with Ty, but of course I knew Tez already. He was just like, man, I just want to be on. I was like, man, shoot, come on. I said that's what I was supposed to do anyway. But people act like they so scared to come up. That's what I wanted in the first place. And I'm happy for him to be on this journey to start his YouTube channel. And I think that's not the link, but I'm trying to post before it's over with. But I'm happy for him finally starting the channel. I was just finally happy that he put a picture on Twitter. So that Coach Carl, you already know what time it is, man. We already locked in. You a good brother. Love all you guys from Coach Al, Jance, Jay, Jason, PG. Shout out to PG and his baby.
PG. Yep.
And so, man, just good to just do great things with these fellas. But like I said, catch me at the Sharpshooters Podcast, Twitter at B_Sharp, TikTok at Sharpshooters Podcast, which I'm getting a lot of traction there with these guys, and is bringing folks over here. So definitely appreciate that. And definitely shout out to my wife and my baby, Justice. Both of them sleep. So it's all good on there. And of course, y'all already know it's forever in the day. F them trees. Oh, it wasn't no toilet paper being rolled on Toomer's Corner this weekend because they took that hot air to them national champs. I don't care. I'm a hater. I would be whatever you say I am, Tez. I'm glad. If Auburn would have won the national championship, I would not want to be on here right now with you. But I absolutely despise everything Auburn. Everything. Absolutely everything. I'm forever a hater. Call me what you want. And one last thing, Miss Williams, tell Noah I got an NIL for him. He can wear one of these Sharpshooters podcast hoodies, and I will give him a 2-piece and a biscuit, because that's all I can afford him. I don't have no type of money for him. He's making way more money than I can possibly give him. So he can just throw on one of that. That's all I can do. And a $20 commercial. That's the best I can do for him.
2-piece and a biscuit.
That's all I can do for him. But appreciate everybody. And we're going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out and roll damn tide.
Roll Tide.